Alrighty, what's up guys? This is Taylor. It is the 10th of November, and I'm back. I'm back with a fresh haircut, new Bronco sweatshirt. I'm tatted up. I wasn't gonna end my social media break until this weekend. Check out the post I made a few days ago. Trading can be a noisy profession. Social media break can do you a lot of good every now and then. But obviously, guys, today was pretty freaking crazy, so had to come back and had to end the break early. Gotta talk to my people. So we'll jump in. Crazy shit today. And a quick look at the board. Just some pure nastiness on this board. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Nvidia up 14%. AMD up 14%. Amazon up 12%. The semiconductor sector up 10%. Big Apple up about 9%. XLK up 8%. Google up 7.5%. Tesla up 7.5%. The QQQ. The freaking QQQ up 7.5%. S&P's up 5.5%. TLT up almost 4%. A couple of energy stocks here. HYG up 3%. And the biggest of them all, guys, the dollar. The dollar down about 2.5%. So, where do we begin? I mean, I'll shoot straight with you guys. They don't call me they don't call me straight shooter T for nothing. This is the Bulls' best chance we've seen in really a long time for the market to get a pretty good rally going. So the question is, does all of this action stick? But for starters here, quick look at the dollar. And here's the thing. Trading, especially swing trading, it's been difficult over the last month or so, and using the dollar as a proxy for direction in the market, kind of tough to get direction in the market when the Dixie is just kind of chopping itself to death inside this paper bag. Today, my friends, you got the big flush. So check this out. On the big 3 indicator, sell signals on the hourly chart down to the 5-minute, and on the daily chart down to the 5-minute, 21 EMA crosses negatively under the 50. Typically points towards your path of least resistance being to the downside. So there's that negative cross on the daily chart. Of course, we got the daily squeeze. It still hasn't fired short just yet. We don't have our first green dot, but a big flush here and a big break nonetheless. So, we got to see if it sticks, guys. But if it does, the dollar could have room down towards, maybe even the daily 200. But here's why this is so important. The last time the market actually had a sustainable rally was all the way back in August. Now here's the thing. Back in August, the dollar never really broke down. It did the market a favor in the form of kind of taking a chill pill, trading sideways for a bit, but it never really broke down. This time around, it's actually a lot different. For the first time since the summer of 2021, in the short term, you're seeing signs that the trend here could actually break and shift to the downside. So my thinking is, alright, if the dollar just cooling its ass down back here in August, allowed the market to put in a pretty good rally, right, all the way back towards the daily 200, what happens here if the dollar actually breaks down and flushes? And that's how it's looking for now. So, really important chart there. And the S&Ps, Big Mamacita, showing up to work today. Alright, I got distracted. My wife will be home soon with the groceries. I've been summoned. But the S&Ps. And remember, guys, our whole focus over the last 2 to 3, 4 weeks has been whether or not we can see something like August. So here's the comparisons. Before that big rip in August, the market was stuck in the paper bag. Right now, you're getting these huge flushes. We're getting huge rips. We're flushing. We're ripping. We're flushing. We're ripping. But we're going nowhere. Then you got the big August push, all the way back towards your daily 200. So as far as drawing comparisons, here are a couple on the daily chart. Before we really started to rip, we got back above the 21 EMA, we got back above the 50 SMA, and you got that positive cross. 21 EMA ripping through the 50. Here we are again. Right, today's huge. It was a gap at one point. It turned into a hell of a lot more than that. Today's move puts you well above the 21 EMA, well above the 50, and we get that positive cross. That's why the bar is blue. We've got buy signals on the 1 hour chart down to the 5 minute. And remember, because we studied this chart back here together, all your lower time frames had the buy signal on the big 3 indicator back here during that push. So huge improvements as far as the dollar goes. The S&Ps look super solid, guys, and the theme over the last couple of weeks here, as the S&Ps are chopping back and forth, is that you've had strength in sectors like the energy sector, which still looks awesome here. So we got some oxy, but energy's been strong. Then the healthcare sector, XLV, starts shaping up. Healthcare starts waking up. The financial sector, that's looked pretty decent for a few weeks here. The industrial sector, the industrials on a tear. So the point being, the S&Ps have been trading sideways while there's been strength in energy, financials, healthcare, industrials. What was holding the market back was your QQQXLK, the big tech names. So, along with the dollar breaking down today, really important for the bulls here to get tech off the floor. And with XLK up, good lord, 8%, it's a pretty good start. QQQ, the basket, yeah, huge rip. So of course the S&Ps look a little better, right? You got that positive cross, but the point being, tech's been lagging behind, and it's really been holding the market back. So, if today's any indication of the next couple of weeks, all signs point towards this might turn into, a move like a move that we saw back in August. I think we could see the S&Ps up here towards that daily 200, and potentially, guys, even a little bit higher. That August move on the weekly chart took you back to the falling 50. And we talked about this a few weeks ago. We could rally all the way back to that weekly 50. Let's call it 4,200. Really important to keep this in mind. We could rally all the way back to 4,200. And the pattern of lower highs and lower lows would still be valid. Right? Technically, you're still in a weekly downtrend. If we take out 4,300-ish, you shift a little bit of that dynamic. But for now, yeah, we could rally all the way here to the 4,200 range. You're still ebbing and flowing to the downside on the weekly. So for now, guys, that's my target. The key next few days here, how does the market handle the dip? And here's where I think you want to be a little bit careful getting silly. Don't get silly out there. Wait for a dip. The S&Ps are a country mile above the 30-minute 21 EMA. They're 2 country miles above the hourly 21. So any dip here, the key is, does it hold structure? Right? Does it dip like it should if it's an uptrend? Meaning we pull back towards the 21 EMA, we catch a bid, we find support, then we quickly turn the corner and keep grinding higher. If the market can handle the dips here, I think we're looking at 4,100, 4,200. So as far as a few potential trade ideas, as far as where the cleanest opportunities are, a lot of that is still going to be in, things like the energy sector. So, today's a great start for QQQ. I wouldn't say tech is the cleanest thing out there. However, there could be a lot said for trying to play tech, to the upside for a couple of weeks here. But as far as energy, guys, quick look here. I am digging the weekly squeeze. Weekly squeeze just fires long. Really good looking trend here. You held the 50. All good looking stuff. So next couple of months or so, I think you could see continuation to the upside for energy. And it's one of those groups right now where you can kind of take your pick. In the mastery, we got some longs here on Oxy. And to an extent, they all kind of look the same. Good looking daily trend. A lot of them have daily squeezes, and most of them have got some squeezes on the weekly charts. So we liked energy coming into the week. We still like energy. Couple of the scan results, like names like MPC, names like MRO, and names like XOP. Really good structure. All kinds of buy signals on the big 3 indicator. You got some squeezes. So there's some good-looking things out there. And for those of you in the mastery, I did share the latest scan with you guys today in the chat, so make sure you check that out. But yeah, energy looks good. Right? XOPs, the MPCs, all pretty solid. Now, as far as tech goes, one name I'm going to focus on here today is Google. And here's what I like about Google. One of the first names in big tech. Actually, it's probably the first. Holy shit. No, Apple's back above the daily 21 EMA as well. So you got Apple back above daily 21. You've got Google back above the daily 21. And you got Microsoft. Here I am thinking Google is the first one to show up. But nonetheless, as far as Google goes, all market willing, right? So if we wake up tomorrow and the market just craps the bed, you probably don't want to be long Google. But from here, guys, I do think into, maybe into next Friday, maybe the following week. Next couple of weeks here, and hell, if we get another day like today, it could happen tomorrow. But you got Google back above your daily 21 EMA. We've canceled out all the sell signals on the lower time frames. We have a buy signal here on the 15-minute chart, and you have that positive 21 EMA 50 SMA cross on the 1 hour, 30, 15, and the 5. So back above that daily 21 EMA, rebuilding the structure from the ground up. So market willing. If the strength continues here into next week, I think pretty quickly, guys, you could see Google up here towards, let's call it $100, right? Big, sexy, round number. It lines up perfectly with your daily 50. And keep in mind, next Friday is actually monthly expiration. So maybe the potential here, if the market keeps it up for another $6 or $7 to the upside for a move into 100 for your monthly expiration. So that's one idea I got for you. But frankly, guys, that's all kind of centered around the idea that, really the idea that the bulls took control here today. And though we should expect a few dips along the way, the break in the Dixie, the shift in the structure, the positive moving average crosses, the buy signals across all these lower time frames. For now, all signs point towards the bulls have taken control, and if they can keep control, on our pullbacks and on our dips, I think next couple of weeks here we got a shot at 41 to 4,200. So Mastery members and Options Room members, I'll be live tomorrow morning at the open, so I will see y'all then. And then for those of you in the Mastery, we'll be live tomorrow afternoon at 10:30 a.m. Central, as always. But crazy stuff here, guys. Crazy, crazy stuff. I was long all day yesterday, and I held those trades into today. So, of course, my mood this morning was the inverse of my mood at the close yesterday. We held our Oxy, we held our position here in the CF, which still looks pretty solid. On my own, I had a trade on AMD, up 14%. So I bought some calls on AMD on Tuesday, and that looked great into the close. I'm looking for a push towards a 50, kind of like the Google idea. The stock goes down 6% yesterday, so my calls were down like 70%. Today, my friends, those bad boys came back to life. So I got, let's see. I made back 8,400 today. 6,500 of that is probably profit. Yeah, I was down like $2,000 at the close yesterday. The moral of the story being, there are certainly times where this market can be pretty uncomfortable. So always accept your risk. Always be mindful of just how quickly things can change. And don't be afraid to trade around positions. Don't be afraid to put trades on for the opposite direction. Be nimble, be quick, but also be comfortable letting things play out. And a big part of letting things play out is accepting that position size. If I took my longs off yesterday, I'd probably want to go do yoga in traffic today. But alright, guys, my wife is home. Got to go help take in the groceries. Yeah, good to be back. I guess the social media break is over. So for those of y'all that have been texting and calling, I will be reaching out to all of you over the weekend. And for the rest of you, if you haven't already, go on ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Link for the $7 30-day trial to the mastery in the description. And I'll talk to you guys over the weekend. Adios.